We're in Northamptonshire for round 4 of the Two-Tone Money Super 1 British Karting Championships. We're at the ever-popular Whilton Mill circuit with lots of overtaking opportunities, so expect some great race action. This young man, Kai, is leading the Minimax Championship, and his brother here, who's just wandering off, wander back over this way, Reese, is winning the Junior Rotax Championship. Now, there's some debate, guys, as to whether the Edgars, Justin and Jason, won Super 1 in the same season as brothers. We're not sure. We're going to check that. I'm just trying to catch up with somebody at the moment who's very elusive. But are you aware of the potential history that you could make if you two guys hold on to the championship in Minimax and Junior Max respectively, Reese?
It would be pretty good if we could both win the championship, but if we don't, it's just good to take part in the championship.
Okay, well, Kai, Whilton Mill this weekend, leading the championship in Minimax. I know it's a small grid, and people say, oh, there's only 10 or so in it, but that can be more difficult sometimes to win a championship because even your biggest opposition is going to be no worse than 10th, so it's not like they're going to end up in the B final, so it still takes some winning. How are you going this weekend at Whilton Mill so far? How are you finding this track?
Well, this is not very my strong track, but there's the 3 top in the classes, Gilbert, Tom, Adams and me, and it was a good race, but I need to find a bit more pace because I'm lacking a bit. I'm really good first few laps, and then it just goes off.
Okay, that sounds like a kart setup problem. You might need a new mechanic. Who is your mechanic, by the way? It's not your dad, is it?
No, it's Louis there.
Okay, he's just saying his kart's going off after a few laps, Louis, so I'm just saying that's probably down to your mechanic. Yeah, he's running too. And Reese, this weekend, how are you going at Whilton Mill so far?
I've been doing okay, but struggled yesterday because the chassis snapped, so I didn't have the much pace to get to the front field yesterday. But today we're looking to get further forward on the grid and try and get in the top 5. And reasonable grid in Junior Max, 18 or 20 or so, is it? Something like that? It's a really good grid this weekend. It's been a really good grid at Rower as well, and it's hard racing against really good drivers.
Yeah, very, very competitive, this championship. So, be interesting to see how you guys get on. Let's see how Kai gets on first in Minimax. That race is up right now. Jake?
Well, a depleted grid here at Whilton Mill for Minimax, but that didn't mean we didn't get a fantastic battle. Tom Adams, Lewis Gilbert and Kai Hunter scrapping away in the early stages, with Gilbert losing out initially to Adams and Kai Hunter, with Ben Casely running around in 4th position behind them, trying to gain an advantage. But it wasn't long before Gilbert hit his stride, struggling in the early stages, running in 3rd position, but once he found his feet, he was pretty much unstoppable. It was always going to be tough as to who was going to behead the field from Adams and Hunter, but Gilbert decided to sort things out on his own. Into the boot, he managed to sort out first Kai Hunter in the 95, and then started to set off in pursuit of the race leader. Ben Casely was always close in case of a threat, but wasn't able to make the podium. Eventually, it was Banzai up the inside at Christmas for Lewis Gilbert, a brilliant overtaking move on Tom Adams, and after that point, he was never headed, starting gradually to eke out a gap lap after lap after lap, and with a fastest time of 48.55, he was unstoppable and eventually unbeatable at Whilton Mill. A great victory in front of Tom Adams and Kai Hunter, but Lewis Gilbert is the man with the watchword here at Minimax, and hoping that next time out when there's a few more on the grid, he'll still be the class of the field.
Gilbert, Adams and Hunter, the top 3 in Minimax. Let's have a look at Junior Rotax in the grid positions.
It's Tyler Chesterton on pole from Bradley Barrett, with Burgess and Cunnington on the second row. The O-Plate Tommy Foster lines up alongside Isaac Smith, the leading rookie. Thompson, Gilbert, Koika and Collings round out the top 10 from Edmonds, Eads, Stennett and Lockwood. Alex Bentley could be interesting to charge his way forward from 18th. Reese Hunter, Finley Bunce and Clayton Ravenscroft all out of position at the back of the field, so they will be charging through pretty rapidly. We wait for the lights to go out. They do, and we're racing at Whilton Mill for the first time this weekend.
Go through turn one. You can see there the championship leader, Reese Hunter, coming into this round is well down the field, and the man who's just gone through the picture through Christmas corner in the lead is Tyler Chesterton on the 7. He will lead the championship if it stays like this.
Well, it's going to be an interesting first couple of corners for the drivers as they all sort themselves out. That's Lewis Gilbert again, having just got off the Minimax race. Contact at the back, that is the 18 that's gone there. That is Tom Ward, and I think he's tagged with Reese Hunter, the 33. So trying to make steady progress through the field has not worked in the early stages. So
Reese Hunter, championship leader, coming into the round. It just gets worse for him as he comes down the inside, straight through the final turn. Now watch on the left-hand side, the concrete there is the runoff area. It's not part of the racetrack, and we'll be keeping an eye on that through this meeting to see how many people are exceeding track limits. Look at the lead that Chesterton's got already.
Absolutely. Burgess having got himself into second position and Foster having moved up into third position. That's backed the field up. So now that's basically given Chesterton a clear run. Is up to fourth position. Dive up the inside there. That's a good move from Isaac Smith as he moves up into P4. Chesterton in the lead from Burgess, Foster, Smith, and I think it's Guy Cunnington who he's made the move on. Gilbert makes a move up the inside and he's got 2 or 3 to go with him as well.
Incredible lead for Tyler Chesterton. He'll be loving this. It's the championship in his pocket right now as things stand. Down the inside straight again through the boot. This is the heel of the boot.
Back to the first corner once again, and this second position battle heating up as Ben Burgess has Tommy Foster swarming all over the back of them as they go up the hill once again to Christmas. And this is the battle for second position. Burgess hanging on in there, Tommy Foster on the O-plate. He's working very hard to try and get into second position. They need to work together here, but Foster's going to dive up the inside anyway. They can't afford to spend too long scrapping away because Chesterton is already a long way in front. They need to work together to try and catch him up.
They're never going to catch him, Jake. Never going to catch him in a million years. That is too big a lead to reel back in. This isn't cadet racing where you can catch somebody who's out on front on their own. Up the inside is Smith. Through the boot, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, Cunnington goes with him, so they both get past Ben Burgess. Klaus Koika is going to be next.
Now that could be a penalty for Guy Cunnington there. The front nose cones, if you push them in, if they are pushed in, at the end of the race, they go through scrutineering. Every single kart goes through scrutineering as we've got another
Burgess. Oh, that's over the top. Oh my word, that's Klaus Koika. Koika comes together with Cunnington.
Oh, that's a disaster for Cunnington. He's the one who's doing nothing wrong there. Klaus Koika's the one doing the overtaking. Got to do it clean. Let's have another look though.
So Burgess up the inside, that's a good move, but Cunnington comes back across. Koika's gone for the move, and they just rub rear wheels.
Cunnington couldn't see him though. Cunnington turning into the corner. Klaus is the one doing the overtaking. If that's been seen, it'll be interesting to see what the stewards make of that one.
Oh, it's a real shame as well. It's not easy to get it right when you go wheel to wheel at Christmas corner. Up the inside comes Gilbert. Gilbert's making the move. That's a very strong overtake on Burgess, and that is allowing the 22 to tighten up in there. So it's getting it very, very close as Lowther tries to get himself into the battle.
So Gilbert, we've just seen winning the Minimax race. He is the leading rookie, of course. The blue and white numbers denote the rookies. So Gilbert in fourth, Isaac Smith in fifth, the top 2 rookies. Third in the rookie race is James Lowther, but Collings and Lockwood, rookies, also in the top 10. So 5 of the top 10 at the moment are rookies.
Gilbert, then we've also got the 13 of Burgess and Isaac Smith in there. There's Thompson, and then we've got James Lowther, Collings, Lockwood, Edwards. Good battles going on all the way through as several drivers trying to move their way forward. That is the 75 and 65 battling away together in the middle of the pack. Oh, back to the front. Sorry, I was going to follow that, but already Isaac Smith, he's having a shoot back towards Burgess. They come through the S's and down the hill once again. Absolutely cracking scrap from 6th position back. We've got Thompson, Lowther, Collings, Lockwood, Eads, et al. all in there, absolutely scrapping at this point in the race. To go back to what I was saying, the 75, Clayton Ravenscroft moving his way through the field, battling away with the 65 of Henry Stennett, who started P13. He's in amongst all this lot now, Clayton Ravenscroft, so he's working his way through the field pretty quickly.
Not been the best weekend for the Hunters, has it? So we saw Kai before, finished third in his Minimax race. and Reese having an absolute nightmare here involved in that collision earlier on, so he won't be retaining his championship lead. That will go to Tyler Chesterton now on the 7 kart.
That was Ravenscroft, by the way, just coming into the battle. He's about 12th position, making the move for 11th place now, and I think he's got him. That was very nicely done as he makes his way up the inside of the 58. That is, or is that the 56 actually? Jamie Conker, it could be, actually, thinking about it. So there's a good battle going on there. No, that's Finley Bunce. Finley Bunce in the 58. I was right the first time. They're working through the field together. They're doing a driven. They're doing a Jimmy Bly and Joe Tanto going through the field together.
Reese Hunter making the move on Henry Stennett through Ashby, the right-hander, so he's trying to get back in the mix.
Well, they're all closing up on Alex Eads, of course, as well, so there's a chance they're going to break into the top 10 sooner rather than later. There is Ravenscroft, currently hassling. I think that's the 15. He's swarming around all over the back. Up the inside, here comes 23 Isaac Smith. He goes up the inside of Burgess at Christmas, and as they dart through Inkermans, he's got himself a nice little advantage, trying to tag onto the back of Lewis Gilbert again, who's having a great weekend here. Top 3 in Minimax, looking for top 3 in Junior Rotax too.
So Chesterton, Foster, Gilbert. That move there was by Ben Burgess for 4th place on Isaac Smith. So Gilbert is the leading rookie, as we can see on screen from Isaac Smith, and James Lowther there in 7th place. They are the top 3 rookies, but again, as we said earlier, 5 rookies in the top 10 positions.
I just want to look back into the midst of the battle and see this little tussle developing. That's James Lowther, Jason Lockwood, Collins and Eads. It won't be long before Eads is actually being caught by the Bunce Ravenscroft Hunter Brigade up the inside. This is the move from Lockwood, I think, up the inside. Yes, indeed, he gets the move done on Lowther, but Lowther's coming straight back at him as they go over Inkermans, down the drop to Ashby, and looking for an opportunity too is Matthew Collins. Now, this is the battle further behind. 10th position, Alex Eads goes up the inside of Bentley. Ravenscroft, Bunce, and the 15 are in there as well. That is Tom Edmonds, so they're all getting quite close together. Eads has hit the front of the train. Ravenscroft darts up the inside of Bentley. A little further round, and we've got this great battle as Collins again goes up the inside of Lowther. So Collins goes through and moves up into what is now the 4th position of the rookies, 8th position overall.
Ravenscroft on the 75 up into 10th place. That's the leading rookie Lewis Gilbert on your screen. We've just seen him win the Minimax race, so he's had a good day so far. The Persistence Motorsport driver.
Look at Tyler Chesterton.
Yeah, well clear. Track limits, Tyler. Track limits.
Well, yes, but even if he gets a penalty at this point, he can pretty much get out the kart, have a cup of tea, get back in, and still win this race. He's that far ahead of Tommy Foster. Gilbert in 3rd from Smith, Burgess, Thompson. Then it is Lockwood, Lowther, Collins, and Ravenscroft. Now, is Finley Bunce or Reese Hunter going to be able to get themselves into the top 10 before the end of this race? I think they're going to run out of time. We're on the last lap, and Chesterton, well, the first lap was pretty much perfect, wasn't it? He had that little squabble go on behind him, and that was what gave him the gap. So Tyler Chesterton, this isn't a motor race for him, this is a drive out in the sunshine, isn't it? A countryside Sunday cruise as he comes into the boot for the last time, up to the toe, and down the hill he'll go to the heel. Absolutely brilliant stuff through the final bend, and Tyler Chesterton takes the checkered flag. Track limits again, don't think he's too bothered about it. Chesterton gets the victory. Tommy Foster, the O-plate, in 2nd, but Lewis Gilbert was closing him in at the end there. A few more laps and he might have made it 2nd. Smith in 4th position in front of Ben Burgess from Thompson. Lockwood in 7th position, hanging on as the battle is really raging on the final lap as Ravenscroft's losing a couple of places. Lockwood, Collins, Lowther, and in 10th position it was just Clayton Ravenscroft. Absolutely incredible how close that came, but Chesterton dominates at an absolute canter.
Tyler win by over 4 seconds. You made it look pretty easy.
Yeah, I managed to get a good gap at the start, and then realised I was quite far ahead and just managed to get a bigger gap throughout the race.
Yeah, and from a championship point of view, you know, this puts you in pretty good stead. 2 wins today.
Yeah, good wins in the pre-final and the final, and then there was a few unlucky drivers that were up there in the championship who got a bit like 1 exclusion and a DNF, but yeah, good points overall.
Anyone you'd like to thank?
Yeah, my mum and my dad and everyone from Coles.
And that's what the domination has meant. Chesterton is a full 31 points clear of Reese Hunter in 2nd in the championship now. It's still fairly close between Barrett, Bunce and Lowther, but it's game on.